So this is a new topic, students. Yes, students, is the screen visible? What is written on the screen? Please, anyone read it?
Sampling distribution and testing of hypothesis.
Yes, very good, very good. Okay, so I think all are present, right? Rishikesh, Atharva, Elton, Abhishek, Anand, Chetan. Only 12 students have joined. Why? What about others? They are busy. Okay, so please tell them that we have started the class. Okay, let them join. So here what we have to remember for the examination point of view, students, that is very, very important. A large collection of individual or numerical data is regarded as population. Just remember this line. Okay. Then if you take a finite subset of the universe is called sample. Okay, this is second point you have to remember. Then number of individuals in a sample. Number of individuals means what? It is actually nothing but the sample size n. Okay, so small n is going to represent number of individuals in a sample, students. Okay, then see how we are taking, there is a large collection of individual numerical data is there. From that we take one subset. Again from that we take individuals. We don't take individuals from this universe. We take individual from sample. The sample is in the universe. So like this you have to remember. Then if n is less than or equal to 30, it is said to be small sample. Just for our convenience, we are taking small sample like 20, 30, 40, the small samples. Suppose if it exceeds, then we say it is nothing but large sample. Okay, like 100, 1000, they are all large samples, friends. The process of selecting a sample from the population is called sampling. So already I have told you, if you selecting some individuals, that will become our sampling. Okay, then we have selection of an item from population in such a way that each has the same chance of being selected is called random sampling. So already I have told this. So you just see. So there are again many examples have given for random sampling. So you please have made it short so that you should remember at least this line. Then we have sampling distribution. So now here what we have to remember, the capital N. Yes, please. You are going to see that they are population of size. Okay. Suppose we draw a sample size this small N. Okay. So you have to remember capital N is for population size. Small n is there for sample size. Okay. Don't get confused. For each sample, we compute the statistics, yes, such as mean, standard deviation. So this is our main part of the study, students. Okay, so please remember this and group them according to their frequency distribution. Okay, so that you have already given formula for this. So once again, I will repeat here. Then the frequency distribution so formed is called the sampling distribution. Is it clear? So what is sampling distribution, students? There is a frequency distribution according to the group. So this group contains what statistics? What type of statistics, students? That is our population of size is there, right? Sample size is there, which also contains mean, which also contains standard deviation. This all together will give you one statistics. And here we take the frequency distribution. And this frequency distribution when formed, then we say this type of distribution is nothing but sampling distribution, students. So please remember this. Okay, so this all we are going to use for the examples. Then the sampling distribution of large sample is assumed to be a normal distribution. Okay, the standard deviation of sampling distribution is also called standard error. Yes, students, we can see what error we have discussed in the previous class. The if you get the error in the sampling distribution, then we say this as standard errors. Okay, so again for different distribution there will be a different name they have just given: standard error, normal error, Like this, they have just separated the name. Some important sampling distributions are sampling distributions of mean. So again, I am repeating that mean is our main discussion, right? Sampling distribution of difference of means. Again, means are there, right? Sampling distribution of standard deviation. Here is the another word you have to remember. Mean and the standard deviation. Okay, that will give you the statistics. Then we come across testing of hypothesis. So if they give any statement or any assumptions, then we take this as the hypothesis. What we take, we directly assume, or assume that in the last class I have told you that assume that it is true, assume that it is false, right? So that is hypothesis we take. So what is the hypothesis? It is an assumption about the population which may or may not be true. Yes, even I assume that all my students will get out of out in the final exam. That is my assumption. That is the hypothesis. But it may be true, may not be true. It depends on how they study. Okay, that is different circumstances. So next, this is hypothesis. Okay, then again another example I can give in hypothesis that all students write 100 out of 100. That is out of out they write, and they assume that they will get full marks. But again, it may be or may not be true. That is hypothesis. Null hypothesis, what you have to remember? Yes, students. It is formulated for possible rejection denoted by H naught. So you have to remember null hypothesis is nothing but, yeah, you have to assume that the possibility of rejection means everyone is going to get out of out. Yes, students. If all 60 got out of out, then is it possible? No. So it may not be possible. So possible is rejection. But we assume that it is possible. No. So therefore we take H naught. That is null hypothesis. Alternate hypothesis is what? Yes. Other than this null hypothesis, whatever we get, yes, we are going to take this as alternate hypothesis. Any hypothesis which is complementary to null hypothesis is alternate hypothesis denoted by H1. So again you have to remember this. What is H1 and this H naught. H naught and H1 you have to remember. Next, we come across error. So I made it very simple. Accepting and rejecting. See, hypothesis is true. Okay. Then suppose it is true that all of have got out of out. Then if it is accepting, then this is a correct decision that everyone should get out of out. Right. But if it is rejecting, means the true hypothesis is rejected, means it is a wrong decision, students. Type 1 error we get. Is it clear? Same way we have hypothesis is false. Right. All students will not get out of out, right? Then you accept it. Yes, all students doesn't get out of out is false. If you accept it, then it is a wrong decision. So type 2 error you will get. Is it clear? Then if the hypothesis is false and if you rejecting, then it is a correct decision that all students may not get out of out marks. So this is all about simple idea about accepting and rejecting. If it is true, if you choose the hypothesis true and you accept it, that is correct decision. It is true, but you are rejecting, then it is wrong decision. That is type 1 error. Okay. One any statement they have given false. Yes, it is false. Then you accept it. Will you accept it? Then it is going to become wrong decision. Type 2 error. It is false statement is given and you reject it, then it is correct decision. So this is a small idea. Same way we have here hypothesis, accept it, reject it, type 1 error. Hypothesis is false statement is given, students. If we accept it and reject it, then it is type 2 error. This is the simplest way you have to remember. To minimize both the errors, we need to increase sample size. Yes. So what are the things we are going to do? Critical region is there. Already in the last class we have discussed about the critical region. That is the, it will come where students? In the tail like shape. If you take the curve like this, so I will just take here curve. One I will show you. Suppose if you take this as, yes, x-axis, and then you take the curve like this, right, in the statistics, right? So here in the right tail, and you're going to take left and right tail, then here you find the critical region. So this will be the critical region. I have already shown you where the exactly the line you are going to get the critical region. So where this is first, it is a region which amount to the rejection of null hypothesis is called critical region. So please remember this. And then we are going to use significance level. Yes, student, this is very much important. Significance level are again two. We will be in our study, we are going to take only two significance level. So the probability level below which leads to the rejection of the hypothesis is known as significance level. So there are two we are going to choose here, students. So first one is our 5% significance we will take, and 1% significance. So this is also used in the example. I will show you. So these things you have to remember. Yes, students. Now we see the important formulas we are going to use in this. And we are talking about one example. We are all going to use this formula. So first formula you write down. Test of significance of single mean. Yes, students, to test whether the difference sample mean and population mean is significant or not. Yes, the test statistics is given as Z. Okay, we are going to take this as Z. Z is equal to x bar minus mu divided by sigma divided by square root n. So here you can see where this two, please remember this, mu is nothing but the mean and sigma is nothing but the standard deviation of population, students. So please remember this both. X bar we have already seen the mean of the sample, right? And n is nothing but the sample size. So here you have to remember this is mean of sample, and this is our mean. This is also mean, this is also mean, but see that this is mean of sample and mu is the mean of population. So don't get confused here, students. Okay, then we'll go to the critical value. So as I told you, what I meant, yes, critical value 5% and 1%. So if they tell you what is the critical value or you are going to accept at the what level, then you can see here testing will be done here. So I'll just take out this. Okay, whatever it is. Okay, 5% means if they tell you 5%, it must be in between here minus 1.645 to 1.645. So this value you have to remember. Okay, for one tail. If it is 1% is there, then you have to remember this minus 2.33 and 2.33. It must be between these two values. Then we say the critical value for one tail we get. And suppose if it is two tail, means I already have told you, see this is the graph or statistics you are going to draw, right? Here what you do here, friends, here you can take, this is one tail, right hand side, and if you take left hand side, then there are two tails in this statistics. Then you can see the difference. So here again you are going to take, you are going to remove this, actually the significance or the error, right? So that you get the peak value as the correct answer. So what you do, you have to remove this or you have to find the 5% error. So it will be 5% and 1% here, right side, and as well as 5% and 1% here. So left side and right side. If only one is asked in the question, then it is one tail. So the range you have to remember here, that minus 1.645 to 1.645. So like this it is. 1.645 will be positive. Here 0 or the initial value. Here it will be minus 1.645 you are going to take. Same way again, if it is 1%, then you are going to take here again minus 2.33, and here it will be yeah, plus, and here 2.33 minus 2.3. So like this, the range they have given, only you have to remember the range. That's it. Okay, I will tell you where to use these ranges. Then suppose in the question they give you test of significance of differences of mean is given, means there are two mean of sample is given, two population mean is given, and two standard deviation is given. On that time you are going to use this formula. So please remember this statistics formula. And for same again we are going to use this. Suppose sigma 1 is not equal to sigma 2, then we will be using this formula. If it is equal, then we are going to use this formula. So please remember this all formula, students. Next, we will move to the test of significance for difference of standard deviation. Yes, so this formula is accepted. We were going to take use this formula for the studies. Okay, so after writing all this formula, remembering this all formula, then this is also known as confidence levels. Yes, students, this is also very important part of discussion. They may also give you find the confidence limit. Yes, so if you want to find 5% level of significance, then for this significance 95% confidence limit are. Yes, and so already I have told you. Suppose if you take again the this is tail. Suppose this is one statistics they have given, and you are going to remove this error or significance level. What we say actually, this is 5%, and this is 5%, right? You will want to remove. Then what will happen? So both together, this is this part and this part. Together, this is 5% you want to remove. That is plus or minus 5. This is actually you want to remove. Then means you are going to get 95% of confidence limit. So 95% it is correct. 5% chances will plus or minus error. So this is what the 5% level of significance means. Suppose if you take 1% level of significance, then this will again how you will get this graph again. You will draw this like this. Again statistics, some statistics you can get. Here this will be again 1%. So 1% in plus or minus 1. 1% you will remove it from this 100%, so that if you remove the error, you will get the 99% confidence limit. And to find this 99% confidence limit or 95% confidence limit, we will be using this formula, that is x bar minus 1.96 into sigma divided by root n is less than mu is less than x bar plus 1.96 sigma upon root n. Same way we have again at 1% level of significance with 99% confidence is correct. That time we are going to use this limit. So this will be helpful for solving the example. So please write down the example, students. The
Sir, why
mean it. Beta, yes, please.
why 1.96 and 2.58?
They have given this as the confidence means here the level 1.96 of this is nothing but our 5%. They have given that formula for mean and variance. If you take the mean and variance statistics and this standard deviation, that time they have derived this actually, but here we don't have derivation. It is 1.96 is plus or minus, or here the you are going to remove this error. Then you find the value which must be between these values. Then you find that this is, yes, critical values we are going to simplify this. Then you find that this is 5% level of significance and here 1% level of significance. Okay, friends. Yes, here it is again 2.58. Please remember this. They have given one limit here. This is limit. This side, this is plus 2.58 is being taken and minus 2.58 is taken for 1% level of significance. So you have to take this limits. So you always discuss that some function is given, right? Suppose f of x is there. What will be the limit? You take the limit. Am I right? So this x is tending to 1, 2, 3, 4. So like this is x is tending to 1%. Now this x is, if suppose another limit is given, limit as x tending to 5% limit. Yes or no? So therefore they have given this limit range for mean and standard deviation. Okay, students. Yes, any other question, beta? Okay, so we'll solve this problem quickly. Yes, please write down the question. The mean weight obtained from a random sample of size 100 is 64 grams and the standard deviation of weight distribution of the population is 3 grams. The test the statement. Now we are going to test the statement, is it correct or no. So we'll, whenever they give the test the statement, what you have to remember here, students? Yes, can anybody tell me? So already half idea I have given. Whenever the test statement is given, what you in your mind should strike? This is, you are going to test the, what you are going to test? You are going to test the hypothesis. Okay, so whenever you take any hypothesis, what you have to remember here? Yes, first we will take true or false statement. What is that? Anyone, any idea? That is null hypothesis. First we will start with null hypothesis, then we will derive. I will show you one by one. So this is the test, the statement that the mean weight of the population is 67 grams at 5% level of significance. Also set up 99% confidence limit of the mean weight of the population. So like this, the question is very simple. So you are solving, what happened to this? Oh my god. Hey. Okay. Yes, friends, his screen is visible.
Not clearly, sir.
What happened to this now? Close the program. What to do? I'll just close it. I will do it later. Where is the problem? Here is the problem, right? Okay, so we'll solve this. Yes, student. So we'll go for solution. Okay, one by one, you have to analyze this now. So how we will take all the values whenever you solve this type of problem, whatever the numbers they have given in the question, you have to first take this down this as given. So we will write down the given here, students, one by one. So I will take the, can anybody tell me what is sample size?
100.
Yes, very good, very good. Next, what is the mean of the sample?
64.
64. Very good. Yes. Then we have again population mean.
3.
Yes, very good. So this 3 is now our standard deviation. Okay, so we'll take this as standard deviation. Can you tell me what is the next mean of population?
67.
67. Very good, very good. So I think you are know now how to take the values here. So you have to write down in this form one by one. Okay, so you have to remember this is your mean of sample, sample size, mean of sample. This is again next. You are going to take this mean of population, that is standard deviation. This then this is your again mean of population. Yes, friends. Now after writing till here we have finished, right? They test the statement that mean weight of the population is. So here we're going to test this. Okay, so what you have to take always? The null hypothesis. So can anybody tell me what is null hypothesis is denoted by?
That's not.
H naught.
Excellent. So H naught is, so we have to now test this hypothesis. So what I say, I will take one statement that there is no significant difference, okay, difference between sample mean and population. Population mean I will take here. Okay, now so this is all given in the question, huh? Nothing I have done, nothing I have simplified, right? Then I say that our H naught, I'm going to take this is nothing but H naught mean hypothesis. We are going to test what we are going to test, mean weight of the population. So mean weight we have taken here. This is our mean weight of the population, friends. Okay, so we'll take the mean population here. Mu is equal to 67. We want to test, right? Then what will be the alternative hypothesis? What is alternative hypothesis is denoted by, students?
H1.
Yes, very good. It is H1. So what will be the alternative of mu? That is mean weight of population. Mu is equal to 67.
Not equal to 6.
Not equal to 67 is correct. Yes. Now I'm going to use the formula. So what all things we know? We know x bar, we know mu, we know sigma, we know n. So we will use this formula, friends, that is single mean. Okay, test the significance of single mean. So we are going to take this formula. So write down z is equal to x bar minus mu divided by sigma upon root n. And please tell me what is the answer.
-10.
Yes, very good, very good. So therefore I will take here now z is equal to x bar minus mu divided by, this is sigma divided by root n. If you substitute all these values, friends, you will get here -10. Yes, friends. So that implies, so mod of z is nothing but now 10. Mod of z is equal to, we take this as 10. But see, is this belong to the 5% confidence, which is in the range minus 1.96 to 1.96 at 5% significance runs? Is it belonging to this?
No.
No, means it is not, does not belongs, therefore means whatever we have taken H naught is rejected. So this is what the level it gives. So this range you have to remember for 5%, right? So here they have given 5% level of significance. So 5% level of significance, or you can write here significance. Significance, you have to remember this range. So it does not belong means H naught is directly rejected. So now we will see here therefore the sample, yes friends, is not drawn from the population with mean 67. Okay, so this is what for 5% we have done. Now what next we are going to do? Also set up 99% confidence limit. So you have to remember this limit. 99% confidence limit is what? It is x bar minus 2.58 sigma bond root n is less than mu is less than x bar plus 2.58 sigma upon root n. So I will take this now. What I am finding now? I am finding 99% confidence limit. Okay, so therefore I will take here. So now I want to find 99% of confidence limit. Okay, so what we have to remember? You have to remember that is x bar minus 2.58 into sigma upon root n, which is less than mu, which is less than again x bar plus 2.58 sigma upon root n. So therefore please simplify and tell me what is the answer you are going to get here, students. Substitute all the values. So what is x bar? It is 64. So
63.226.
yes beta, please repeat.
Sir, 63.226.
So it is in this side, right, left side.
Yes, sir, that one.
63.226. And what about right side?
64.774.
Yes. Okay. So here you can see this 99% of confidence limit must be in between 63.226 to 64.774. So now we can see. And I think you can also verify what they have given. Here they have given that it is the statement mean weight of the population is 67. So therefore this is rejected. Why it is rejected? Because actually it must come between 63.226 to 64.774 students. So this is how we are going to use the formula. This is how we are going to simplify the problem. So please take down the next example. Let us see
Sir, what
how many.
statement we need to rate? This? It is
Yes, we have
rejected.
tested that this hypothesis is rejected first. Test the statement they told. We have tested and we have rejected the statement. And then we have set up the 99% confidence that actually this mean will come where it will come in the range of 63.226 to 64.774. So this is our mean should come here. But what they have given here? Here they have given 67, which is rejected. No. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, student. Thank you so much for asking your doubts. So, will you take the next example? Yes, take down the next example, students. Example 2. Yes. If the standard deviation of the life time of television tubes manufactured by a company is estimated, okay, as, so how it is estimated? 100 hours. So how large a sample must be taken? Yes, students, so please try this in order to be 99% confident that the error estimated regarding this lifetime will not exceed 20 hours. Okay, let us see how many will solve this problem now. Yes, friends. Very simple question. Only thing you have to understand line by line. So what I suggest that understand the question line by line. See, if the standard deviation of the lifetime of television tube manufactured by a company is estimated as 100 hours. So what is this now? 100 hours they have given in general, right? So means this. So I will give the given. So what is given here? For the whole population, lifetime of the television means full, all the companies which is having this television company means this is of your full population. Our mean they have given. Yes, lifetime of the television, that is standard deviation they have given. What is standard deviation we have to take? That is sigma is equal to 100 hours. Is it clear? Then now you tell me here 99% confidence limit. What you are going to take? So you're going to take 99% confidence limit. So we will take 99% confidence limit. Here we have the 99%. So you can take this 99% of confidence limit. So first you can simplify this. This went outside the line. Okay, no problem. So therefore you can take the 99% of the limit, students, and we find the error. What is the error estimated here? See, there is a company here, students, that is which has a television manufactured, I mean, television tubes manufactured, right? So what they have given, only 100 hours. The lifetime of that television tube is 100 hours. So how long a sample must be taken in order to be 99% confidence that how much hour it is going to required? So that we have to calculate here. So please solve and tell me. So see what is given first. You see only one mean is given, 100 hours, right? This is again population mean. You are going to find 99% confidence. So first you have to write what is here. 99% confidence limit you are going to write here. Limit. What is that they have given actually? This must be, that is mean plus or minus 2.58 sigma upon root n. Is it clear? So now we are going to find the, what is the sample size? Please find this sample size. Yes, friends, very simple this is. So first you take what is the error here. Error is what? Should not exceed 20 hours. So error I will write here. Cannot exceed 20 hours. Yes. Can anybody tell me in this mean what is an error? Yes, students, just
That
think
plus or minus
in
2.58
99%.
into
Yes, this is an error, students. What we have to remove. So this must not be more than 20 hours. So therefore, what it means? Therefore, we write like this: 2.58 sigma upon root n must not exceed 20 hours. This is the meaning. Error cannot exceed 20 hours means 2.58 into sigma divided by root n is less than equal to 20 hours. Now we will simplify this. So what they are telling you to find, how many television tube manufactured by a company is estimated. Yes, can anybody tell me what is this meaning of this? How much is the sample size? Can you tell me, students, looking at the question, what is the sample size?
n.
N is the sample size. Very good. Means actually you have to find what is n value. So that is the answer. Please tell me what is n, students. Simplify this n. The here is the n. Yes, students, simple calculation is there. Substitute here value.
166.41.
Yes. So if you simplify for n, simplify for n, then n will be greater than or equal to 166 point,
41.
yes, 41. Okay. So therefore, so what we say? Therefore, required sample must be at least 160. Round figure we will do 167. So this is how you have to simplify the sample side. Is it clear, students? So many things are there. You have to read one by one. Here, every statement is very, very important, students. Is it clear? So we will continue this discussion in the next class. Yes, students, thank you so much. Any doubt is there, please ask me.
Sir, but what does it mean 167? Can you
Sir, that means, if that means